and welcome to another episode of Wedflics. I'm your host, Julia Braime. I'm the founder and editor of Brides Up North, the top UK wedding blog for northern couples, and the editor of Bridal Glossy Unveiled magazine. Today on the show, we're talking all things bridal couture with a wedding dress designer who is based in Yorkshire. It's Kate Rossiter of Clare Couture, and she is all about making the experience bespoke for her brides. Let's meet her. Okay, so hello, Kate, and welcome to Wedflics. Welcome to the show today.
Thank you, Julia. Thanks for having me.
No problem at all. Everybody, this is Kate Rossiter of Clare Couture. She's an Unveiled Network member and she's a bespoke bridal gown designer based in Yorkshire. I can't wait. I'm just looking behind. For those of you who are watching along on YouTube, I'm looking behind at the amazing dresses behind you and they're distracting me a little bit, Kate. So I can't wait to get talking about your design process and your style. It's my favorite thing. Bridal fashion is what I'm here for.
Yeah.
So let's get straight to it. So Kate, do you want to introduce yourself and your business, Clare Couture, and tell us a little bit about what it's about?
Okay, so hi, I'm Kate from Clare Couture. I'm quite a new business and I make bespoke bridal wear, but I'll also be launching a small collection soon. So my style is quite delicate and feminine, but I'll make anything. I like to work with brides to sort of create a look that really suits them. So yeah, I just really enjoy working with people to create their dream dress.
Oh, fantastic. Oh, we love that. We love the bespoke experience, particularly with Unveiled magazine, where you get to work with a lot of amazing designers who are really kind of putting heart and soul into wedding gowns, which I think is such a special experience for the client. So what's your background? How did you get into wedding dress design?
So I started off in fashion. I studied fashion. I went to art college. I just really always enjoyed creating. So from like the age of 8, I was like drawing my own little collections, and I just liked textures and textiles, and was making my own clothes when I was like 16. Wow. Every time I went out, I'd make a dress, and so I absolutely loved it. So it was kind of the way my sort of path was sort of just to go into fashion. Even though I was sort of studying sciences, I kind of knew that's what I wanted to do. So I headed off and did that. And then when I finished my degree, I'd done some work experience at Vogue, and I really wanted to be a stylist. But then I decided that maybe that was more journalism, and I still really wanted to be sort of more creative. So I was sort of ummed and ahed about what I wanted to do. And I ended up going and working in costume for Opera North.
Wow.
And it was brilliant. I really got a really good education in like couture sewing and working with like really high-end fabrics, because they have really big budgets and things. So that was really good fun, and it really taught me a lot, and taught me how to make for lots of different shapes and lots of different preferences, because everybody likes to wear things differently. So we got to make some amazing gowns and corsetry and things like that. So that was really nice. And then so I went there for 10 years, and then I became a buyer there, so buying all the fabrics and doing all the fittings and organising and everything. And then when I had my children, I left and became like a freelancer. But every costume person along the way makes wedding dresses.
Yeah.
You always get asked to make a wedding dress here and a wedding dress there. So that was really nice. And then when I got married, I made my own dress. And it just kind of like, I just kept making people's dresses and doing bridesmaids' dresses. And I sort of came to a point freelancing in costume and sort of TV and things where I kind of just wanted to be doing my own creative thing again. And it was my mum really who was like, you should do bridal because it's so much fun. And I was like, it is actually, because you get to work with the most beautiful fabrics. You're making something for someone's special day. So it's just like a really special thing to make. And I thought, oh yeah, actually. And so I thought, yeah, I'll just give it a go. So I've been creating a collection and making some along the way recently. So I sort of set up now as a as a wedding dressmaker. So
well, no, but you're evidently just so good at it, and that heritage and costume design. I mean, for Opera North, wow, that is a CV that is pretty unmatchable, really.
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, huge kudos for getting the internship at Vogue. I mean,
oh yeah.
I mean, having been down that route myself, I used to work at Glamour and all those down on Old Bond Street, so just down the road from Vogue House. Yeah. And guys, it is no mean feat to get an editorial internship at Vogue. So this is one determined lady for sure.
It was an experience, definitely, and it was quite surreal, really, actually, being on the fashion styling bit as well. So getting to work with all these people, I just was like, wow, you're amazing. So,
do you know what? It is such an experience, isn't it? And the stories, I bet me and you should definitely go for a drink and discuss some of the stories that I think we must have, because we probably were there around about the same time. So I was there around about, when would I be there? 2003. I was in Old Bond Street at the Glamour offices.
Yeah. So similar time. I think it was it was probably 2003. End of my course. Yeah.
So we were stomping we were the assistants stomping the pavements of London with bags full of shoes and all that sort of thing. But it's an eye-opening, or it was then. I don't know if things might have changed a bit since then, but it was an eye-opening experience for me, and it sent me off in a completely different direction, actually, much like it did for you. But then I kind of came back to it through Unveiled. So it's quite interesting that we've both sort of kept it in our hearts a little bit as you've gone on. But then you went on to Opera North. Wow, I mean, the sequins you must have got to work with.
It was good fun, I really enjoyed it there, and lovely people as well, and just good fun, and just being really creative. But like I said, they got to work with such amazing fabrics, and we'd go down to London shopping, but we'd also use a lot of the big suppliers for silks. Everything was always made out of silk and really good quality fabrics. It was great, really good experience.
I mean, I imagine when I imagine the costume department at Opera North, I imagine you kind of backstage and kind of like candle it with like fabric all over the place and sort of sewing away. Like, what's it actually like?
It's a bit more streamlined now. It's a bit more it's quite fancy, but where, especially in the office, you're just like surrounded by fabric sample books, and there's like, you go into where the dressing fitting rooms are, and it's shoes after shoes after shoes after underwear after hats. So it's like
so my imagining isn't that far off it. It is a bit of like a dressing up. It is a bit of a wow. I thought I was being totally kind of romanticizing it, but I guess
no.
Okay, that's good to know. I like that. Okay, so moving on to Bridal then. I mean, because you've had the privilege of working with all these incredible materials in the past, have you kind of kept that contact book open when it comes to your own designs?
Yes, I've used some of the same suppliers, like local ones, James Hare, and but then using like bridal fabrics, but just trying to also find vintage pieces, and using the London-based people as well, but trying to use as much up here as I can, and trying to use the vintage bits, trying to sort of keep everything a bit more small, slow fashion, I suppose, now, sort of thinking about the sustainability of everything.
I absolutely
important.
I love that ethos. I think it's so important now that, I'm glad that it's kind of more mainstream. It's vintage isn't about kind of, it's no longer sort of what it was a while ago. It's no longer kind of a quirky look. It's incorporating vintage fabrics or style into more modern looking pieces, more fashion forward pieces, which I absolutely love. And I wholeheartedly commend your sustainability ethos. I think that's excellent, and in using not only British suppliers but also northern suppliers. Like 10 out of 10 out of 10, Kate, for that. It's so nice for a customer to know that their wedding dress, isn't just a throwaway piece. It hasn't damaged the environment. Obviously, you'd hope it would be an heirloom piece going forward, but that it's come from a bit of a heritage as well. I think that's really lovely.
Yeah.
So do you have a signature style then? We talked a little bit about your style, but you kind of touched on it then a bit.
Well, I suppose I'm quite an indecisive person and I like lots of different things. I'm influenced by lots of things, but I always like delicate and quite pretty trims and things like that. So I suppose I've always got something going on my dresses, like a little flower or something. But yeah, just delicate and ethereal. It's quite a good description, I suppose. Nothing too heavy looking, quite feminine and pretty.
Like a kind of like a whimsical, ethereal look, I think. But you can definitely see the hints of vintage in it as well, for sure. Yeah. And the costume elements you can see too, from the images that I've seen anyway. I think I must admit, because I love bridal fashion so much, when I get your images through, I do kind of study them and look really closely at on the styled shoots and things like that. And I can't wait to get your dresses on one of our Unveiled magazine shoots, Kate, because
thanks.
The things I will do to make them look amazing. I'm ready and waiting to photograph them with a great photographer, because they just look so pretty and feminine. It's almost like you're a little bit kind of like a Midsummer Night's Dream.
Yeah.
Type vibe.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I'm being inspired by what I can see behind what I'm saying.
I do like I do quite like, so I've got this one, I don't think you can see it, but this is more like a fitted corseted one, but then there's also sort of looser styles, and this I suppose is a bit more 30s inspired, and then there's other ones which are a bit more 70s inspired, because that's more what's in fashion at the moment, I think, and that's something I've always really liked. So yeah, a bit of a mix, and a bit of sort of always the fashion trends, not maybe the bridal trends, since I don't really come from that world as much, but all sort of mixed together.
Yeah, I think the best collections are what we see a lot through the magazine is that interiors will influence and fashion will influence, and then kind of it comes through the bridal collections. But I think you've got the best sort of hotbed of inspiration of all, because you're working bespoke one-on-one with your clients. Do you find that most inspiration comes from them, or how does it work?
Yeah, so I try and work out what the person really likes, and also what would make them feel comfortable, because I think that probably the worst thing is to wear something on your wedding day that doesn't feel like you. So yeah, people come with their ideas, and I just sort of go back and forth with them and sort of try and get an idea of what the person is, what the person's like, and whether they sort of go for a more relaxed style or more fitted, or whether they want to go for something a bit more flamboyant, or so it's really about the person themselves, and or they might not really have much of an idea about fashion, or just want to go really full on for their wedding. So I think it's really important to try and find out what they really want themselves, but then I'll guide them to decide what will probably fit them and suit their figure as well. So it's sort of a collaboration really, and it's not like, oh, you will have this. It's definitely working together and working through fabrics, looking at fabrics, and just sort of really finding that's the right style for that person, what they're going to really be comfortable and happy in, and what their wedding is all about as well, because they might have an idea it's going to be a boho wedding or a very classic wedding, so it all has to fit together and sort of be what they've always dreamed of as well. So yeah,
I mean, no pressure.
No pressure. I think working with lots of different characters and body shapes and stuff has given me quite a good idea of working out people, so what they might like and what will suit them. So that's been quite a good experience. So fingers crossed I always get it right.
Absolutely. And I suppose you'll have already worked with all the divas that you could handle. So brides are going to be an easier ride.
The brides are quite easy going actually in comparison.
Well, that's what I find, that we always hear from our boutiques and our couturiers like yourself, and everyone really, that brides are really chilled and easygoing, but sometimes it's the bridal squad that can be a bit higher pressure. But for you just get to work with the bride, and they're very, very close friends and family, so that's lovely. So tell us a little bit about your studio space, because I mean, it's looking beautiful there. So Whereabouts are you, and what's kind of the feel of your studio where I was going to say couples, but it's more the bride who comes in to see you.
Yeah. So I'm based near Ilkley, on the moor, so Ilkley Moor basically. So it's a really beautiful setting, and when you come here, it's very, very relaxed and easygoing. I've got a nice size studio, so you can see where I work, and you can come and try some styles on and have a cup of tea, have a drink, just relax and enjoy yourself, and you'll have my full attention. So it's always only one person, one bride here at a time, getting a full attention. And just no pressure, just people enjoy coming here because it is relaxed, and we can sort of work together to find what suits them and everything, and work through the design together. So yeah.
I mean, it's an experience for you. It's your day to day, but for the majority of ladies, it's an experience like no other. They've never done this before. They've never had a dress created from scratch for the most important event of their lives today. That's so luxury and so specifically for them, that I think it's just such a special experience that it's so nice to have a dedicated space to really enjoy that experience, and for it to be welcoming and calming. And
and I think people quite like also seeing sort of where it is made as well, and so it's not just a sort of behind the scenes thing. I get to see, although I do tidy up, so everything's not everywhere, but so it's kind of a special experience. It's a bit different, so
it's wholeheartedly one I'd recommend, because it's just, like I say, it's a little bit magical, very magical. It's something I didn't do, but that kind of, I don't know if it was as available back when I got married as it is now, but I would have liked to have done this process. I think I'd have been a nightmare. I would have enjoyed it too much. I would have been wanting to pop in every 10 minutes and just like sort of feel the feathers or whatever. I don't know, I'm a bit too into it maybe. So you are relatively kind of a new opener, really, and what a year to choose to open, Kate.
What was that? Sorry.
What a year to choose to open.
Oh gosh, I know. Yeah. Not the easiest. It's been quite hard at times, but I thought, well, this is what I've decided to do, and I just couldn't walk away from it, because it's just, I'm still there fiddling with dresses, and I can't. So it's not been the sort of launch year I would have probably hoped for, but I've had some brides, and it's been a nice experience, and actually it's been quite nice to sort of settle into it gently.
I think so. I think actually you might look back in kind of when you're absolutely flying in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years time, and think, okay, well actually that slow start allowed me to really kind of drill down on what I want the space to feel like, how I want the brides to feel when they visit me, and just to take it easy. It could be a blessing in disguise, I think, for your launch, really. So describe process then. So obviously you work appointment only.
So you can either come here, obviously now, but I have a lot of discussions also through WhatsApp, and it's not just a one-time, or this is one consultation, but we start off, and just a lot of times brides come and they've tried another dress on and they just can't find the dress. So they sort of show me what they like, and just go back and forth, really. I've designed some dresses, can show you some samples, and then I'll draw some designs up, and then usually agree at that point I'll make the dress. So most people, by the time they come here, they definitely know that's what they want to do. And just very relaxed. And then I often have like just conversations back and forth through WhatsApp, like I said, and we'll just discuss other things. Or I'll say, well, they might say, oh, I really want buttons on it, or so we think, oh, well, I will look at that at some point, or that'll work with the design or not. And so it's not like a one set thing, you can sort of think, oh, I'd quite like a sleeve, but we sort of go through all the options. And then I make a toile. So I measure you, quite extensive measurements, but but that's better because then you can just get it all done in one go. And then I do a toile just so you know before we make it in the proper fabric that you're definitely happy with it and it all fits correctly. And sometimes
so Kate, for those watching who don't know what a toile is, because I do, but some people might not, what's a toile?
Yeah. So it's just made out of cotton calico, so it's cotton fabric, a cheaper fabric, plain fabric usually, and I make the dress in that so we can try it on. And sometimes sometimes I'll go, oh, we'll do this, and I'll start drawing on it, and they're like, don't draw it, you just made a dress and you're drawing all over it. But it's sometimes we can reuse it. I like to keep them all anyway, just so it's reference. But
oh, that's cool. Then, yeah, I like that idea. It's like your library of dresses, like your kind of back catalogue, really, isn't it? I guess.
And then it's made in the proper fabric, and then it's usually we have another fitting, and usually everything's fine then. But you know, if there's any tweaks or any additions or anything, then we'll continue. But yeah, process usually doesn't take too long. But if you're getting married quite far ahead, we'll start off with all the design, and we can do a toile, and then it's more like 6 weeks before you get married or something, we'll sort of fit the final dress, because people change, or you know, you might suddenly change your mind or anything like that. So there's no pressure to
don't do that. Yeah. Don't do that. Once you've got your dress, stop looking. That's what my advice would always be. Stop looking, because there's so many options nowadays that it's just a bit of a minefield if you do that. So okay, but speaking of lead times, I mean, this is a bespoke couture process, so it's not fast fashion. So how long would you say a bride should leave between? I mean, I know you've been quieter this year, but in normal times you'll be busier. How long would you recommend for?
I would say 3 to 6 months, and then there's no rush to get it done or anything like that as well, and gives us time to make the toile, do the fittings, fit it in around. If you're a bride, you're always busy doing other things as well. So, I would recommend about 3 to 6 months, really. But obviously, if you were getting married in 3 months' time or something, then you know there's always an option to do things quicker. But I would definitely recommend, just to make sure that you can get what you want, that you leave enough time.
And is the whole consultation and the making process, is that all you then, Kate, at the moment?
It is, yes, yeah. But that's because that's what I like doing. I mean, I have some other people who in reserve to help make the dresses, who are amazing. But I do all the pattern cutting, because that's the one thing I absolutely love. I'll source all the fabrics, fit you, and have all the consultations and design. So yeah, it's me.
Do you know, I love that though. I think that's so special. And I think, you know, I can see your business, because I obviously, I talk to a lot of wedding industry people, a lot of bridal businesses, and I can really see your business taking off massively. I think the heart and soul you're putting into it, and the standard of the work you're producing, and your whole ethos around it is going to make it a real success. So I'm thinking, okay, well, as she grows, you know, she won't want to, for your own enjoyment purposes, you won't want to lose that bit. You don't want to put yourself in an ivory tower. You want to be with your brides. So a Clare Couture gown is going to become an exclusive thing, isn't it? That's the way it's going to go. Yeah. And I think that's exciting as a business model, is that one-on-one service is what's going to make it really desirable. It's lovely. It's really nice. It's a really nice way of being, because a wedding dress is a special thing that should be cherished and should be, you know.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that people often dream about, isn't it, for a long time?
Oh yeah.
And it's kind of an investment as well, and it's not something you just want to chuck away after the day. I mean, I still get mine out every year. try and squeeze it. I've given up trying to squeeze it. I've only been married 10 years, but it's
me too. I've been married 10 years too, and mine's all boxed up. And I actually left it, how bad, you'll hate this, I left it for 7 years in a suitcase, uncleaned, just bunged in after the wedding day. But then I eventually got round to it and sent it away and got it all cleaned up and boxed. But I did try, it still fit after 7 years. So I was very pleased with myself.
Yeah.
But now I've got the excuse that it's all beautifully boxed and, you know, sort of like tissue papered and things that can't possibly be taken out of the box. So I don't need to do the annual try on.
Well, I left mine because we had a marquee at my parents. So at one point I was walking around a field and there's like bits of, I don't know, bits in my dress, and it was fine tulle, silk tulle, and there was a big rip right up the back of it because I'd caught it on something, and I don't know what else I got in there, but I kind of thought, you know, that it has such a special day. It was so fun, and when I look at it, I kind of think, oh well, you know, we had a good time. So it's
that's quite fun.
Laugh every time I see.
Yeah, I think mine was more like beer on it and things, you know, like dance floor grime, that vibe. So it did definitely needed a clean, but I do like that. I do like the idea of kind of, if we've got a little bit of greyness around the hem, that's okay, because, you know, it is from your wedding day. It reminds
you, the day, doesn't it, a little bit? I mean, it's beautiful from the top. It's just as it goes down.
It wasn't meant to be two-tone, but it's become two-tone in the wearing process. That's interesting. Wow, okay. So tell us a little bit about your collection. What's your thinking behind your collection?
So it's just to offer some dresses in some of the quality fabrics and styles, because I can't sort of help myself just make some extra bits because I like designing. So it's just to sort of give an idea of some of my own style, but that doesn't mean that if you come to me you can only have these sorts of styles, but it sort of gives you an idea. So it'll probably include some of like the silk, plain silks, but then some of the ones with all the tulle on and embellishment. So it's probably only going to be about 4 or 5 to start with, but just like a signature one that you can buy off the peg.
Yeah, I think that's really nice. It also gives editors such as myself something to shoot for. That shoot that we were talking about for the magazine. So yeah, really exciting. Okay, dream time now. Who would you love to dress? I know you like to dress the normal girl, but who would, if you were going to go for a celebrity, who would you love to see wear your gown? They can be married, or they can be past or present. This is putting you on the spot.
Well, it's funny actually, because I was just watching. I was watching Top Hat again. You know, because the costumes that Ginger Rogers wore was so beautiful, and she's just amazing. And I always think, it'd be great to make something for her. Not a celebrity now, but I just think
that is such a classy answer. Yeah, really well done with that answer. But I can see that in your designs, actually.
Yeah, I might. Yeah, God, I've been watching some of them and thinking, yes, I quite. I can see using some of those influences there.
Yeah, definitely. And that again speaks to your kind of theatre and costume background. I think that is your love of these. I also love musical theatre and things like Strictly Come Dancing, and you know, this sort of, it is like a magical, you know, like The Greatest Showman, films like that kind of inspire, and all the old greats. And I think you can definitely see that in your work. Maybe that's why I've fallen in love with the pieces I've seen from you so much, because I can see that kind of similar vibe of heritage in your pieces. So I can totally see Ginger Rogers or you know, back then in one of your gowns.
I think
go on, sorry.
I just think people don't also get a chance to dress up as much in that sort of sense that they used to be able to do, and so it's quite nice to be able to have something on your wedding day which is kind of different, not unwearable and not unfashionable, but just has like little hints of something a bit more special, a bit more glamour.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, after this year, I am just desperate to get some sparkle on and get some sequins. And I've been lucky because I've been filming for Wedflics and I've been filming for various online virtual shows, so I've got to dress up a little bit. But it's my 40th in 2 years' time, and I'm already kind of planning a black tie thing that I probably wouldn't have planned before, because I just want to get dressed up and feel fab again. And I think you'll see in your brides coming in to visit you a little bit of that people are wanting to kind of up the glam and up the ante on the elegance.
Definitely. they've worn their PJs and tracksuit bottoms long enough.
Yeah, we are sick of athleisure.
Yes, it's definitely my New Year's resolution to make more of an effort and wear more dresses again and sort of brush my hair more often.
I mean, you're looking glam today, Kate. Could it be that we're filming this? I mean, it'll be straight back into the hoodie and leggings for us after this. Yeah. So you're relatively new, but what's been your proudest moment to date in the business?
Just seeing the brides that I've made for just looking amazing and really happy, and just enjoying the whole experience. So that's been good. It's been a really nice feeling. Yeah, it's worth it. And
Perfect. That's lovely. So for everyone watching or listening, however you're catching up with this, Kate Clare Couture is an Unveiled Network member, which means that you can find her details either on our Brides Up North blog at bridesupnorth.com or on our Unveiled magazine blog at unveiledmagazine.co.uk, and you'll see her stuff popping up on our grids over on Instagram and Facebook, and everywhere that we put bridal fashion, she's there. But if you want to go direct to source, Kate, can you let us know how best to get in touch, and I'll drop the details on the screen.
Yeah, so I've got a website, kateclarecouture.com, or Instagram, so it's kate.clare.couture.
Perfect. So I'll drop both of those, kateclarecouture.com and kate.clare.couture on the screen. So you'll see those pop up here. So please do go and check out Kate's amazing work, and there's more to come, obviously, as you keep producing and keep dressing real brides and keep shooting those gorgeous gowns. So Kate, it's been an absolute pleasure chatting to you today. It's been lovely.
Oh, you too as well. Thank you, Julia.
Yeah, no worries. I can't wait to come and visit you in the studio and get my hands on some of those dresses. Because there's nothing better actually with bridal fashion. It's fine to look at pictures, but it's all about the touch and the texture and the twirlability and all that stuff. So yeah, you need to go and see Kate in person. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Julia. Bye.